I love my sister, but sometimes she seems so needy. She calls, she complains, she pulls on my energy as if it's my job to make her happy. It leaves me drained, wondering if love means sacrificing myself. But this journey isn't about sacrifice, it's about remembering myself. Even while I care of others, one better feeling thought at a time. I admit I have a needy sister. No matter how much I give, how many times I explain, she still feels left out. And somehow I've taken that on like a personal mission to fix her place in the family. I've played translator, peacemaker, the one who runs back and forth trying to close the gap, but all it ever does is widen the one inside me. I didn't notice at first how deeply her story became my own. She's the sister who's always left out, and I'm the one who tries to save her, but I'm not saving anyone, I'm only sinking. And I don't want to drown in someone else's pattern. The sadness I feel, it's not just about her, it's about me forgetting myself in the name of love. And still, something stirs beneath the weight. Wouldn't it be nice if love didn't have to hurt? Wouldn't it feel better if I let go of this job I was never meant to hold? What if I'm not here to keep the family glued together, but to remember my own center and radiate from there? What if my steadiness could light the way better than any explanation ever could? What if all she really needed was someone who held a higher vision, not someone who repeated the old one? And maybe that someone could be me. Maybe this sadness is only a turning point, not a life sentence. Maybe this pain is guiding me back to myself, and from that place, not of rescue, but of real alignment. Maybe I'll start to tell a new story, a story where I still love her, and I remember me. Nothing matters more than how I feel, not the old conversations, not the misunderstood intentions, not even the tears she sheds when I don't respond the way she wants. All of it softens now, like mist fading in morning light, because the more I try to hold everyone else together, the more I feel myself unravel. And that's not love, that's resistance disguised as responsibility. I'm tired of carrying it, and I'm allowed to set it down. I can be still, I can close the gap, not between her and me, but between me and me. I step away from the noise, from the pressure to explain myself, from the idea that if I said it just right, she'd finally feel included. That story spins, but I don't have to spin with it. There's a part of me that knows how to float above all this, not cold but clear, not distant but free. I don't need answers, I don't need to understand every layer of why she feels the way she does. I don't even need to fix what I once believed was mine to fix. I just need space, soft, open, quiet space inside my own mind. Like walking through a field after rain. The ground is damp but the air feels new. My thoughts settle, my heart quiets. I breathe in ease, I breathe in neutrality, and I begin to remember nothing outside me has the power to disturb this stillness unless I let it in. She has her vibration, I have mine, and right now I choose mine. I choose this peace, this pause, this welcome nothingness, where I can just exist without reaching, without rescuing, without explaining a thing. starting to wonder, what if things aren't as sad as they seem? What if the story I've been telling is ready to change? Not just her story, but mine. What if she's not broken? What if she's simply reaching in the only way she knows how? And I've been interpreting that reach as a burden. Maybe I've been so focused on what she lacks that I stopped seeing what's holding her, what's steady, what's eternal. She's not just a sister stuck in her womb. She's someone source adores, someone whose inner being is calling her forward, just like mine is. And I don't have to be the one to make that call louder, that's not my job. But I can be the one who remembers who she really is. What if she's not needy at her core, but powerful beneath the noise? What if the very act of me softening, me relaxing, me holding her differently in my heart shifts everything? Not with words, not with effort, just with vibration. I like thinking that the version of her that feels secure, loved, included already exists. And I can tune to that version right here from my seat of alignment. What if she's closer to well-being than I ever realized? What if I am too? It feels better to think that it feels like coming up for air after holding my breath for far too long. This isn't about pretending nothing happened, it's about choosing what I focus on now. And I wanna focus on what's real in her, not the wound but the wholeness, not the lack but the She never needed me to rescue her. She needed me to believe in her. I thought I was helping, but every time I treated her like someone broken, someone who needed me to step in and fix everything. I was holding her in a version of herself that she never wanted to stay in. And I see that up to it, because that was the vibration I brought into the room. But that's not who she really is. She is strong, she is capable, even if she doesn't always show it, even if she's forgotten it herself. And I refuse to keep activating the version of her that makes her feel small. I'll let go of that, I release that image. It never helped her, and it never helped me feel free. My love can be deeper now, not the kind that sacrifices, but the kind that sees her clearly. Through the eyes of Source, I hold the vision of her thriving, not someday now. Visibly, I already see it, even if her behavior hasn't caught up yet, even if her words still echo the old story. I'm not reacting to what is, I'm responding to what's coming. And what's coming is her power, her clarity, her alignment. I don't need her to be different today in order for me to feel good. I don't need her to validate my shift, because I know how this works. My vibration speaks louder than any advice. My steadiness lifts more than my sympathy ever could. I stand in love, not in fixing, not in worry. In love, that's what she's always known. give. Ooh, yeah. I love my sister, not because she's easy to love, not because she always understands me. I love her because I see her essence now, and it is powerful. It is radiant. It is whole. She is not the story she tells. She is not the role she plays. She is light, she is movement. She is becoming, and I get to witness it, not with judgment, but with awe. She may not know it yet, but I can feel it in her vibration. There is strength deep in her bones, a spark that wants to rise, a brilliance that's been waiting to bloom. And I'm no longer standing in the way. I'm no longer reflecting her wound back at her. I'm holding up a mirror that shows her power, and as I hold her in love, I hold myself there too. Because I remember who I am. I am not here to dim. I am not here to shrink. I am the one who looks tall in joy, the one who radiates steadiness, who knows the language of alignment. I am made of clarity, of compassion without collapse, of love that doesn't negotiate with guilt. I am luminous, bold, vibrationally generous. I give without effort because I have tuned to the source within me. And from here everything flows. From here I influence worlds, not with force, but with frequency. And I know she feels it, even if she doesn't have the words for it yet. Her spirit hears mine. I love her for who she really is, not for how she acts. And I love myself for remembering this is who I am. Joyful, brilliant, aligned, exuberant, and more they know. I've just walked myself back into my power. And I didn't do it by fixing anyone. I did it by remembering who I am. This is the kind of love that uplifts, the kind that frees both me and my sister. And as the next wave of emotion comes again, I know where to return. I'll come back to these words, read from wherever I am, scroll down or up, and find the next better feeling thought. Because every time I do, I shift the energy of everything around me. Not by force, but by being who I really am.
To find a better feeling.